What happens when a celebrity's greatest strength becomes their greatest vulnerability? And in an era where every tweet is archived forever, can a public figure truly outgrow their past? The career of Chrissy Teigen is not just a story about modeling, television, and cookbooks. It is a story about the double-edged sword of internet fame, the weight of accountability, and the fragile balance between authenticity and controversy. Chrissy Teigen first rose to prominence in the modeling world, earning widespread attention through appearances in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. Her charisma and relatability quickly distinguished her from many of her peers. She wasn't presented as an untouchable fashion figure. She laughed at herself, shared behind-the-scenes mishaps, and leaned into humor rather than mystique. This accessibility helped her transition seamlessly into television, most notably as a co-host on Lip Sync Battle, where her sharp wit and playful energy became part of the show's appeal. At the same time, her marriage to Grammy-winning singer John Legend added another dimension to her public persona, creating an image of a glamorous yet refreshingly down-to-earth power couple. But it was social media, particularly Twitter, that truly transformed Teigen into a cultural force. Long before many celebrities fully embraced the unfiltered nature of online platforms, she was posting candid thoughts, self-deprecating jokes, political commentary, and intimate glimpses into her personal life. She responded directly to fans and critics alike, often with biting humor. Her digital presence felt spontaneous and real, and that authenticity became central to her brand. Millions followed her not just because she was famous, but because she felt accessible. Yet therein lay the risk. In the fast-moving world of social media, what feels like humor in one moment can become deeply problematic in another. Over time, Teigen's habit of speaking impulsively online began to draw criticism. Some accused her of being too harsh in her clapbacks, too eager to engage in online feuds. Others felt that her jokes occasionally crossed lines. Still, her popularity remained largely intact, until her past resurfaced in a way that fundamentally altered public perception. In 2021, old tweets from earlier in her career were brought back into the spotlight. Among the most troubling were messages directed at then-teen reality television personality Courtney Stodden. The resurfaced posts revealed cruel and inappropriate remarks that many described as cyberbullying. The revelation shocked fans who had long viewed Teigen as a champion of kindness and social justice. How could someone so vocal about compassion have once participated in online harassment? Was this evidence of hypocrisy or of growth that had gone unrecognized? The backlash was swift and unforgiving. Sponsors reconsidered partnerships. Projects were paused. Public appearances were scrutinized. In the court of public opinion, the verdict seemed immediate: disappointment. Teigen issued multiple apologies, acknowledging that her behavior had been harmful and indefensible. She described herself at the time as immature, insecure, and desperate for attention. She admitted that she had used humor as a weapon and expressed shame over her past actions. But in a cultural climate increasingly defined by what some call cancel culture, apologies are rarely the end of the story. Critics questioned whether her statements were sincere or strategic. Supporters argued that people should be allowed to evolve beyond their worst moments. The debate surrounding Teigen became emblematic of a larger societal conversation. What does accountability look like in the digital age? Is it possible to make amends for online harm? And who decides when redemption has been earned? Teigen's controversies were not limited to resurfaced tweets. Over the years, she had also drawn attention for her outspoken political views, her candid discussions about motherhood, and her openness regarding cosmetic procedures. Some praised her transparency, viewing it as refreshing in an industry often built on illusion. Others accused her of oversharing or of inserting herself into conversations unnecessarily. The same boldness that endeared her to fans also fueled criticism. A particularly emotional chapter in her public life came in 2020, when she and John Legend shared the devastating news that they had lost their baby during pregnancy. Teigen posted raw, deeply personal photos and reflections from the hospital, inviting the world into one of the most painful moments of her life. The response was complex. Many applauded her bravery, crediting her with helping to destigmatize pregnancy loss and opening space for vulnerable conversations. Others questioned whether such intimate grief should be shared so publicly. The moment underscored the tension that has followed much of Teigen's career. When does openness become too much? And who gets to draw that line? In the aftermath of the bullying scandal, Teigen stepped back from social media, acknowledging that she needed time for reflection. When she eventually returned, her tone appeared more measured. She spoke about therapy, self-examination, and the uncomfortable process of confronting past mistakes. Rather than attempting to erase her history, she addressed it directly, framing her journey as one of growth. Whether this transformation satisfied critics remains debated, but it marked a shift in how she navigated public life. The controversies undeniably altered her brand. Once celebrated primarily for her quick wit and irreverence, she began to be viewed through a more critical lens. Every statement carried greater weight. Every post was examined for sincerity. Yet despite the turbulence, she did not disappear from public life. She continued to expand her cookbook empire, nurture her family, and engage with her audience, albeit with more caution. Her story illustrates the precarious nature of modern celebrity. Social media has blurred the line between public and private, transforming stars into content creators whose personalities are as marketable as their talents. But it has also created a permanent record of every misstep. In previous decades, controversial remarks might have faded with time. Today, screenshots endure indefinitely. Teigen's experience demonstrates how quickly admiration can shift to condemnation, and how difficult it is to rebuild trust once it has been shaken. At the same time, her journey raises important questions about personal growth. Should individuals be forever defined by past behavior even if they acknowledge wrongdoing and strive to change? Is there room for nuance in online discourse, or does the speed of social media encourage binary judgments? Teigen's career forces audiences to confront their own standards for forgiveness. It is also worth considering the gendered dimension of public scrutiny. Female celebrities, particularly those who are outspoken, often face intense criticism for traits that might be celebrated in male counterparts. Teigen's humor, assertiveness, and willingness to speak her mind contributed to both her rise and her backlash. Would her story have unfolded differently if she had maintained a more carefully curated, reserved persona? Or would that have undermined the authenticity that initially resonated with millions? In many ways, Chrissy Teigen's controversies have reshaped her narrative more than her professional achievements ever did. Her career is now intertwined with discussions about accountability, cyberbullying, transparency, and the ethics of online behavior. She has become a case study in how fame operates in the digital era, where relatability can build a powerful platform, but where past mistakes can resurface with transformative consequences. Yet perhaps the most compelling aspect of her story is its unfinished nature. Public opinion continues to evolve. New projects emerge. Conversations about growth and forgiveness remain ongoing. Teigen herself has acknowledged that rebuilding trust is not a one-time act but a continuous process. The question is no longer simply whether she made mistakes. She has admitted that she did. The deeper question is whether sustained effort and visible change can outweigh past harm in the eyes of the public. As readers and observers, we are left to grapple with our own responses. Do we believe in second chances for those in the spotlight? Are we prepared to hold celebrities accountable while also allowing space for genuine transformation? And in a culture that thrives on viral outrage, can empathy coexist with justice? The controversies that shaped Chrissy Teigen's career reveal as much about society as they do about her. They highlight the volatility of internet fame, the permanence of digital footprints, and the complex path from criticism to redemption. Whether viewed as a cautionary tale or a story of resilience, her journey underscores a truth that defines modern celebrity. In a world where every post can become a headline, character is not only revealed, it is relentlessly tested. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.